It was a brisk autumn evening in downtown Los Angeles. The city hummed with life, cars zipped past, neon lights flickered, and the air was thick with the aroma of sizzling street food. Among the towering skyscrapers stood Le Mirabelle, an exclusive five-star restaurant, renowned for its exquisite cuisine and equally exquisite clientele. Inside, well-dressed patrons murmured over candlelit tables, sipping vintage wines and savoring dishes crafted by world-class chefs. The golden chandeliers bathed the space in a warm glow, creating an atmosphere of luxury. It was the kind of place where reservations were made months in advance, and the unspoken rule was clear: only the elite dined here. At the entrance, a man in a wheelchair waited with anticipation. His name was David Carter. A former firefighter, he had once lived a life of courage and service. A tragic accident had left him paralyzed from the waist down, but his spirit remained unbroken. He had saved for months to treat himself to a meal at Le Mirabelle, a small indulgence to remind himself that life was still full of joys. David wore a crisp button-down shirt, and his hair was neatly combed. He had read about the restaurant's famous truffle risotto and couldn't wait to taste it. He wheeled himself forward with a warm smile, ready to check in for his reservation. The hostess, a tall woman in a sleek black dress, glanced down at him with an expression that shifted from polite professionalism to thinly veiled discomfort. "Sir, I'm afraid we have a very strict dress code and seating arrangement. The tables are set for a certain ambiance, and accommodating a wheelchair might be difficult." David's smile faltered. "I made a reservation 2 weeks ago, under David Carter." She pursed her lips and tapped on the computer screen. "Yes, I see it here. However, we regret to inform you that our restaurant has limited space for accessibility. We wouldn't want you to feel uncomfortable." David swallowed the lump in his throat. "I'd really like to eat here. I don't need any special accommodations. I just want to enjoy a good meal." A manager, an older man in a tailored suit, approached, eyeing David with the same condescending glance. "Sir, perhaps another establishment would be better suited for your needs. We cater to a specific clientele, and I'm sure you understand." Humiliation crashed over David like a wave. He could feel the weight of stares from the restaurant's guests. His cheeks burned, and for a brief moment he considered simply wheeling himself away. But before he could, a voice cut through the tension. "Is there a problem here?" The voice was smooth, yet firm. Heads turned, and whispers rippled through the room. Standing by the entrance, dressed in a casual leather jacket and jeans, was Keanu Reeves. The manager stiffened. "Oh, Mr. Reeves, what an honor to have you here. Your table is ready." Keanu didn't move. Instead, he turned his piercing gaze towards David. "I couldn't help but overhear," he said. "Is this gentleman being denied service?" The hostess hesitated. "It's just that our seating arrangements aren't designed to accommodate—" Keanu raised a hand, silencing her. "Let me make this simple. If he's not welcome here, then neither am I. And I imagine quite a few people would be interested in hearing how Le Mirabelle treats its guests." A hush fell over the restaurant. The manager's face turned ashen. He understood the power of Keanu's words. One viral post, one bad headline, and their elite reputation would crumble. "Of course, we are more than happy to accommodate Mr. Carter," the manager stammered. "There must have been some misunderstanding. Please, right this way." Keanu smiled at David. "Mind if I join you?" David, still in shock, nodded. "I'd be honored." The two men were led to a prime table in the center of the restaurant. As David settled in, he noticed how the mood had shifted. People who had previously ignored him were now casting admiring glances, whispering about the Hollywood icon sitting by his side. As they dined, Keanu asked about David's life, his time as a firefighter, and his passions. There was no pity in his voice, only genuine curiosity and respect. David found himself relaxing, sharing stories, and even laughing. The meal was exquisite, but the company was even better. By the end of the night, Keanu discreetly covered the bill and left an enormous tip. Before parting ways, he clapped a hand on David's shoulder. "Never let anyone make you feel like you don't belong. You do." The incident spread like wildfire on social media. Someone had filmed the exchange, and within hours, the video had millions of views. Headlines praised Keanu Reeves for his kindness, and La Mirabelle faced immense backlash for their treatment of David. The restaurant was forced to issue a public apology and implement accessibility reforms. David, once overlooked, found himself the center of an inspiring story. Not because of pity, but because his dignity had been defended by a man who saw beyond appearances. And in that moment, as he rolled down the street under the glittering city lights, he felt something he hadn't in a long time. He felt seen.